This is a topic I've never really talked about publicly: love and relationships. These aren't just another 10 lessons, these are my personal relationship principles that you can take away and apply to your life so you can build and grow healthy, sustainable relationships, not only with your romantic partner, if you have any, but with your family, your friends, and your colleagues. But most importantly, with yourself. Watch and take note of all these life lessons so you can apply them into your life and you'll gain freedom from insecurities, anxiety, and toxic relationships, while actually taking your power back to love others again without losing yourself in the process. Hi, welcome back to my channel, JP the Pursuer. I'm JP, the pursuer of sustainability in career, in business, and in life. Last week, we've covered 20 lessons, 10 lessons about life and purpose, and 10 lessons about career and money. If you haven't seen them yet, I've posted the links in the description down below. This week, it's going to be even more personal as we talk about 10 more lessons, 21 to 30, about love and relationships. So let's dive in. The best relationship starts when you love yourself first. Before my wife and I met, we both had years of figuring ourselves out. Separately, we went through similar processes, working on accepting and loving ourselves first for who we are and becoming whole. We worked so hard on changing our mindset, finding our purpose, and achieving our dreams. We learned how to battle our own insecurities, fears, and doubts through self-help books, meditation, therapy, and personal development programs. But we also get to enjoy life as single people. Yes, we both dated others, but we weren't desperately needing someone to complete us. So when life brought us together, we showed up as two whole individuals. At the beginning, we both knew we were ready, but then eventually, we both knew we were right for each other. You know the saying, you can't pour from an empty cup? Love yourself first, then share that love with others. You don't find love by searching, you attract it by becoming the person who you want to attract. For years, I thought finding love was about looking in the right places, dating apps, social events, through friends. I was always searching for the right person. But here's what I learned. Before you find the right person, be the right person first. When I stopped searching and started working on myself, my values, purpose, growth, everything changed. I became someone I was proud of, someone I'd actually want to be with. And that's when I met my wife. Not because I was looking, but because I was ready. Love doesn't come when you're desperately searching for it. It comes when you're whole enough to share your life. So stop searching, start becoming. Finding the right person is worth waiting for. I'll be honest, patience isn't really my strong suit, especially when it came to finding a partner. And my patience, it just got thinner as I got more stable in my career and I got older. Maybe it was loneliness or maybe it was social pressure. All I know is that making restaurant reservations or booking that cinema ticket for one isn't really fun at all. Also, hearing people ask, when are you getting married? Isn't something I always look forward to whenever I visit my relatives back home. So I forced relationships that weren't meant to be, and they failed every time. No alignment. I was close to giving up, but I didn't because I knew there's something out there who's meant for me. So I changed my strategy from desperately chasing to actively waiting. It means while waiting, I worked on becoming my best self. Both me and my wife knew that we met not out of desperation, but rather out of faith and patience. Faith that we deserve and will meet the right person, and patience to wait at the right time, at the right place. And that's what exactly happened. My advice? Don't rush into the wrong relationship just because you're tired of waiting. The right person is worth it. Trust me. Healthy relationships require healthy boundaries. And those boundaries need to be set and respected by everyone involved. Why do we need boundaries? Because relationships thrive on respect. You need to know your boundaries, and so do the people in your life. Whether with a romantic partner, family member, friend, or colleague, respect is necessary. Not all relationships require love, but all require respect. Learning my boundaries was the best thing I ever did. It freed me from my insecurities, but it also freed me from keeping relationships with people who don't respect them. Boundaries aren't rules, they're guidelines. They say, this is how I need to be treated to feel safe and valued. And anyone who truly cares about you, they'll respect them. Set your boundaries, communicate them clearly, and protect them. In times of conflict, always choose to be the bigger person. Be kind, even when dealing with someone older or a person in authority who wronged you. I learned this from my manager. I remember a client once said something to me in an email that's completely wrong and in a very unprofessional tone. And my manager gave me a wise advice. He said, just be the bigger person. Instead of defending myself and proving I was right, I responded with kindness. I acknowledged what she said and proposed a solution to the problem. To my surprise, she emailed back and apologized. Apparently, she was going through a tough time with family. That's when I understood what being the bigger person truly meant. We all know that it's always easier to be right than to be kind. But if you really want to have healthy relationships without losing your self-worth, well, choose kindness, always. Because at the end of the day, the way people treat you reflects their character, not yours. Great relationships grow slowly. We live in a fast-paced world, instant everything. So we expect relationships to happen fast too. We think connections happen in one click or one swipe. But the best relationships, they take time. It's like building a house. If you want it to last, you need a foundation that has gone through the right process and timing to achieve that desired strength. My wife and I didn't decide to just get married overnight. First, we took time to build ourselves individually. Then, when we met, we spent time together to know each other. We built friendship, trust, understanding. We learned each other's values, dreams, as well as our differences. Even now that we're married, we still work on growing our relationship. Some people might find our pace too fast, but for us, it's our pace. Remember lesson 5 in episode 1? If you want your relationships grow strong, sustainably, don't rush it. Let it grow naturally. Communication saves what love alone cannot. It's key to healthy, sustainable relationships at home, at work, in your community, and you probably knew this was coming, right? Because every relationship guru out there says it. They would usually advise, express what you feel, talk to them. But honestly, it's easier said than done, especially if you grew up in an environment where communication wasn't practiced daily. As an Asian raised in a family that didn't really communicate feelings, I had to force myself to learn. And now, married to someone from an entirely different background and culture, I literally have to work at communicating every single day. But here's the thing, communication is a two-way street. The other person has to learn and do the same. Love creates the bond, but communication, it keeps it strong. So talk, honestly, openly, even when it's hard. In fact, especially when it's hard. Have you ever heard someone say, I don't need anyone? This might trigger some people here, but it's a lie. Come on, we're humans. We're relational, we're social beings. All people need and naturally long for human connections. Studies show social connection is as important to health as food and water. So yeah, maybe it's a personal choice not to get married or be in a romantic relationship, but we'll always find ourselves needing connection and relationship with family, friends, and community. As a strong, independent person, I used to think I never needed anyone. But when I learned to truly love and accept myself, I also learned that part of loving myself is keeping my mind and heart open, allowing others to love me and loving others in return. I'm glad I did. Otherwise, I would have missed the opportunity to have the best relationship I've ever had in my life. If you think you don't need anyone or no one needs you, let me be the one to tell you this. That's not true. There's someone out there who's actually looking for you and wanting you. So keep your mind and heart open. Someone who deserves your love and friendship will come. Healthy relationships aren't just something we need, they're something we deserve. It's part of having a sustainable life. You can actually learn more about this through PERSU Goals. So check the link in the description below. Family is not just blood, it's the people who show up. I used to think family meant relatives, people you share DNA with, but life taught me differently. While I'm blessed with a loving and supportive biological family, some of my closest family aren't really related to me at all. They're friends who became family, people who showed up when I needed them. When I moved to London to finally settle away from my biological family, I felt alone. But over time, I built a family here. Friends who celebrate with me, who check in, who show up. In fact, everywhere I lived, I've been blessed with friends who eventually became my family. Now, even though we're all apart, living our own lives, it's still great to have family built not by blood, but by love and strong connections. So near or far, cherish the people who show up. Those are your real family. Forgiving someone isn't weakness, it's strength. Forgive even when you don't get an apology. And this is probably the hardest lesson on this list. I've been hurt by people I loved, deeply hurt. And I waited for apologies that never came. I held onto anger, resentment, bitterness. You know what that did? It ate me alive. Not them, me. I always knew what forgiveness is. It was taught at home and at school, or at least I thought I did, until I realized something that completely changed my life. I learned that when you forgive others, it isn't for them, it's for you. It's releasing that weight you've been carrying for a long time. It doesn't mean what they did was okay. It doesn't mean you have to let them back in your life, but it means you stop letting their actions control your peace. So if you want your peace back and your power back, no matter how hard it is, learn to forgive, even without an apology. Let go. And that's week 3, love and relationships. 10 lessons about the connections that make life meaningful and sustainable. I hope they inspired you to build and grow healthy relationships, starting with yourself and extending it with the people around you. Next Sunday, week 4, the final episode of my 40 Life Lessons by 40 series, I'm going to talk about well-being and personal growth. It's how you take care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally in ways that are more aligned and sustainable. So don't miss it. If these lessons resonated with you, please do hit that like button. Also, I'd very much appreciate if you share this video with your partner, if you have one, your family, your friends, your colleagues. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. And by the way, which lesson hit you the hardest? And for future content, just to ask, is there anything you want to know about sustainability? Leave your comment below. I read all of them, every single one of them. Again, thank you so much for spending your time with me. I'm JP, the pursuer of sustainability in career, business, and life. See you next Sunday. Cheers.